speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Getting set now over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
That's in the fairway. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Headed for the bunker, I think. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. Uncharted up next. Now to 7 under par. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PG towards known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. That one on the commercial side, as they say in a professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
On the way. Frank, tie atop the leaderboard now.
I think it's certainly starting to get everybody captivated.
That was a nice birdie. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Safely aboard. And getting ready for the putt. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expansive land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it will be.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seviesque.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now. 9 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
EA Sports, PGA of America, are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. They have gathered from around the world here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final major championship of the year. We will crown our next PGA Championship winner. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here calling all the action. Frank, what is the mindset for this final major of the season?
Oh, I think it's taken a long time to get here, but it's well-deserved, Rich. When you think of the luster of the Wanamaker Trophy, winners like Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth of recent, but Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, the list goes on and on. The fourth major, some say the defining major of the year, that played at a golf course that we're well used to now. So I'm looking forward to it, Rich.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
That is an absolute seed. I mean, he just ripped a bullet down the fairway. Oh my goodness, 375 yards.
Frank, what's the player looking at here on the approach at the first?
Just a short iron. Really want to check which side of the mound that the flag is today. You do not want to be pitching your approach shot on the side of that mound.
Frank, obviously way too much club ball.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down. It's no snack, though. Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. Teeing it up here at the second hole, Frank, it's a short par 3.
Yeah, it plays a little bit downhill, about half a club, Rich. There's a sort of shallow bunker in that back area, and also that green starts to reduce in size on the left side. Good par 3.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
That would be a great look at birdie.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
Still some time. Moving on to the third hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for two reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough. And missing it off the tee here.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Frank, the PGA Championship historically has given us some of the game's greatest names.
Yeah, I think the diversity of the championship now, the fact that it allows 20 club professionals to go in, people that teach the game, and yet at the same token, it allows the best players to showcase. The Nicklases of the world, the Gary Players of the world, all the guys that are in the Hall of Fame that have played this great game, that have tried to win the PGA Championship. This is an event that started in match play, and it's now fully entrenched as one of the great stroke play events in the world.
Good-looking shot right here. What a display of shot-making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. But that was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
Series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the fourth at Quail Hollow. A difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
Well, that one is deep. Every bit of that ball. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Maybe a misread right there. Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just one drop shot. This for bogey.
Rich, with so few holes left, bogeys are just that much more expensive.
That will really hurt his chances of catching the leader. Here we are at the par 5 fifth. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. From the rough back to the fairway. That's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. At least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Birdie try up next. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. This hole is playing tough. Bogey here yesterday, now looking at bogey again. Not the best stuff we've seen today, that's for sure.
Yeah, bogeys aren't going to cut it, especially when you should be making a move in the other direction.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
These putts keep the round together. That's costly right there.
Painful.
So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5-7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peachtree. Now set for the second shot here at the par 5 7th hole.
this one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
How does he avoid all that?
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up, lay it up. If you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
How'd you like that one right there? Eagle. Out of nowhere. And in the third place.
Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. And a drop shot here at the ninth. So close.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here.
Now, that might eradicate the chances of winning there, that double.
On the tee now at the 10th at Quail Hollow, par 5.
Just under 600 yards, so once again the 300-yard plus tee shot gets a big advantage here, as it should on a reachable par 5. A nice little draw off that tee, keeping it right of the bunkers should be ideal. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot coming out of the rough here. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
So this is the third shot to the par 5. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Little uphill to this green, Frank. how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
And now a putt from 24 feet away. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Even par, currently.
Not the best stuff we've seen today, that's for sure.
Yeah, bogeys aren't going to cut it, especially when you should be making a move in the other direction.
Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favour a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus it's yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Good-looking shot right here.
Repetitive is often what sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Getting set now over the putt.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line.
And this one should be safely on deck here. That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. And he's made the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Just a couple of feet.
Now, with time running out, Rich, that's what's going to make that bogey sting even more.
Can't afford to give him away at this point in the championship. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong three-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard three-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Trying to make yet another birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt right there. From that distance, he'll settle. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position.
Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
That was nuclear.
Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. An eagle. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
Hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
And that's how you play the game, right there. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament.
Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Stuck the follow-through right there. This could be really good. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's gonna love it, Frank.
Well, what a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bail out of there, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Score that a birdie. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. Located in Charlotte, North Carolina, Quail Hollow was originally designed by the architect George Cobb back in 1961. And Frank, it features one of the most imposing finishing stretches on tour. They call it the Green Mile.
Yeah, 16, 17, and 18. What a great test and a wonderful way to finish this golf course. It has a nice flow to it. Anytime you're in the Carolinas, all these mature trees that really define the fairways. Everything's in front of you. Some greens with certainly a lot of pace out there. You're tested every club in the bag. This is a great golf course. I'm loving that balance.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3 downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise. This looks like it's going to find the target.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Locked in on the read and the speed.
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Shouldn't be a problem here.
So close. He's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Well, too bad. He gives one back. This is a strong par 4, 452 yards, the third hole. It's a good challenge, Frank.
It is big sweeping dogleg left. Actually in a straight line, it's 315, 320 yards to run out. So if you hit the ball further than that, it's going to have to draw. Otherwise, you'll be hitting in the rough on the other side. Still a lengthy shot into there on a green that actually has 3 different levels.
So the shot has landed, I'm not sure if it's on the mulch or in the mulch. Either way, it's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't have mulch of a shot you left.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Now slipping back into a tie atop the leaderboard after that bogey.
It's scary. Looks like they found reverse gear. Not a good sign.
Gives up a shot, slides down into a tie for first after that bogey.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
We are about 170 yards from the hole. High winds, high scores. Let's see if he can put something together late. He'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
The swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. It's at sneaky distance.
Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. So after all that, it's a bogey. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the fifth, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. Sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck. Rich, you know, after you've already made one mistake in the rough, there's a chance he's going to make another.
Just trying to get it back out into the fairway and not make a big number. This is a good-looking shot. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey.
And with that birdie, leads into second place. Wow, Frank, this is all you want, a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
Can't hide the flagstick from that one.
It was just unbelievable, that never deviated offline.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position.
Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, second shot here at the par 5 7th. You having a go at this one?
Yes, but you still have to respect the water and the trouble around, so anything slightly left of that flag is fine.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Check the eagle coming up.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Wow, and with that eagle, Frank, you're only 2 shots back.
All of a sudden put the nine back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up, lay it up. If you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine.
There are a number of really good and important grow the game initiatives out there. One of those is the First Tee program, and that allows youngsters who otherwise might not have an opportunity, the chance to put a golf club in their hands, allows them the chance to pick up this game and learn some of the core values that come along with it. It's about much more than making a score. It's about integrity. It is about responsibility, values like that. And this game is just so good in instilling those kind of characteristics in young people. And it makes the green in regulation. Trying to make yet another birdie. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
Par attempt here.
No mistake made there with par.
Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. Hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Settles in over the putt. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This for par. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Here we are on the back nine now at Quail Hollow, and a good scoring opportunity to kick off the inward nine.
It is, Rich. It's sort of reminiscent of the 10th hole at Valhalla. Remember the challenge, or should I say the charge, that Rory McIlroy started that in that very hole when he made eagle. It's the same opportunity here. Reachable par 5, just under 600 yards, but you really could get off to a great start.
They'll be happy with that. Even the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Frank, this looks like a tempting opportunity here at the par 5 10th.
There's a little ridge in the middle of the green on that left side, and that'll kick the ball to the right. So you've either got to be short of it or past it.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Early part of his back nine and a good approach shot. And we'll have this for birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Beautiful touch. Nice putt.
Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want to, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Staring at a 125-yard shot now.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now we'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
He'll take par and move on.
Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today. He's made it.
Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Obviously, you can't make them all from that distance, Rich, but you'd like to give it a real good run.
Just a couple of feet. That really hurts. Into a tie for the lead after that double bogey. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
Drivable par 4.
Not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. Little redemption chance here, had bogey yesterday. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right.
Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Has his par. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long. Frank, who knows, with a green mile looming ahead, starting at 16, this might be the last great chance for a player to really make something happen.
And, Rich, you're going to have to get a very high second shot, something that gets up very quickly. And the reason why, I don't think there's a flat portion on this green.
You can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Frank, that is how it's done.
They take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle.
it, Frank. Most guys at this point with the pressure really ratchet it up. I'm happy to walk away with a par. That's an eagle right there. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department. This has exploded off the club face.
Frank, how about this approach shot to the 16th, the beginning of the Green Mile?
There is no other option but the aerial attack here at 16. Front bunker means it has to be carried. The one on the right really isn't in play. But that little hollow and that left front of the green, you've got to fly the ball at least 7 or 8 yards onto this putting surface.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Wow, I thought he made that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
And he takes the wind right out of your sails.
And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has that plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
A little shaky behind the wheel today, Frank.
Shaky? Maybe put both hands on it?
Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure. Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win.
Really? This is that awkward length.
So that was a medium length putt. Speed was right on track, but the read wasn't where it needed to be.
Even par, currently. In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here in the final hole.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal, so you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Go.
That's
how the game is played. Right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, full melody.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports, the PGA of America, are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. Well, hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We are in the great state of North Carolina, set to kick off the round here at Quail Hollow. Frank, it is one of the most well-respected courses on tour.
And for good reason, Rich. Great layout. Also, we said hello to Rory McIlroy and Ricky Fowler. They recorded their first ever PGA Tour wins at this very golf course.
All set to go. We take you to the first hole. Frank, this is where you want to be, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the challenge. This is the beauty of the game. Take your best golf against the rest. See who comes out on top.
Starting this final round with the lead.
Contact, good result. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Beautiful part of golf. Brand new day, new hole. Remember, he made a bogey here yesterday. This time, the birdie.
Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Teeing it up here at the second hole, Frank, it's a short par 3.
Yeah, it plays a little bit downhill, about half a club, Rich. There's a sort of shallow bunker in that back area, and also that green starts to reduce in size on the left side. Good par 3. Oh, this is right at it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like.
Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. Frank, here at the third, players facing a challenging tee shot.
For a number of reasons, Rich. One, that the hole bends to the left. Two, that the fairway starts to run out. And three, the length of the second shot. You get rewarded the better you hit your tee shot down here.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicket.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
safely on deck.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good parts.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Good effort and good par putt. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left.
Frank, what are we looking at here on the second shot to the fourth?
Another green with 3 different levels. This time, though, the green runs away a lot from the right towards the left. You cannot afford to miss the green on the right.
This one has a chance to be close. Just a well-played approach shot right there. Only about 10 feet away and a good look at birdie here. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Settles in over the putt.
that not go in?
Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Wow, Frank, this is all you want in a par 3. 250 yards here at the 6th.
Hey, that's what these guys need, especially in a PGA championship. Fortunately, the hole plays a little bit downhill, but 250, whichever way you cut it, is a big par 3.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. In for par.
Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
and a 6 and a 7 and an 8 or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on, do you go for this par 5 and 2? It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, second shot here at the par 5 7th. You having a go at this one?
Yes, but you still have to respect the water and the trouble around, so anything slightly left of that flag is fine.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at Eagle coming up. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Wow, I thought he made that. Well, he's not going to be real happy with that. Wow.
Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Makes the putt for a birdie.
Frank, I love a drivable par 4. In the modern power game, it really adds an element of excitement. And here we go at the 350-yard par 4/8.
Well, you're definitely going to love this one then, Rich, because it ticks all the boxes here. There's no water in play, just a few bunkers down the left and the one that protects the right side of the green. And you've got a really narrow green, so plenty of reward with minimal risk.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. These putts keep the round together. You can't leave an eagle putt short.
Now listen, anytime I left it short, I didn't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you left it short.
All right, I won't say. But now a chance for a birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here. Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Birdie putt coming up. A par on this hole yesterday.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Frank, this looks like a tempting opportunity here at the par 5 10th.
There's a little ridge in the middle of the green on that left side, and that'll kick the ball to the right. So you've either got to be short of it or past it.
Trying to get the back nine off to a good start. The approach shot is on the green, but he still has work to do. This is about a 30-footer coming up.
This is a cross-country special.
This one has a good line.
And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Frank, do you buy the old adage? Life the show, touch the duck.
Oh, putting's a great equalizer, Rich.
Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
Oh, there's two, really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. 160 in from the rough.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer, or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. This to surrender, only one shot.
You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Well, that's how you keep a round going. Make putts just like that. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right, and then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off.
This one's sweet, Frank. Super. I knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect. Right down the middle of the fairway.
Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
And he's made the green. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Just a couple of feet. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Go. Not quite where he wanted it, but it is on the green, and that's not too bad.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus.
That was not a very good read right there.
Really. This is that awkward length.
Frank, we see it every single round. These kind of putts determine whether it's a good score or an average score.
Yeah, and just like that, a bogey. And does not feel like he deserves it.
Not too bad. He gives one back. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Frank, I hate to go negative, but let's clear a few things up. The penalties when you hit it in the water versus hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, some people, that's a good question, Rich, because some people think they're almost the same, but when you hit it out of bounds, you're actually losing a stroke and a distance. For example, if I'm teeing off on a par 4 and I hit it out of bounds, I'm penalised a stroke for hitting it out of bounds, and I'm hitting my third shot off the tee. When I hit it into a water hazard, I don't have to lose all of that distance. I can drop the ball up just short of the water hazard. So the distance penalty isn't the same as if it was out of bounds.
So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop, this now the third shot. Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
Trying to move on with a par in his pocket.
Frank, a par here, that's just fine. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Second shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Just a phenomenal approach shot, and now a great chance for an eagle. Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Made a good run at birdie. And they're focused now. Trying to walk away with the par. They'll take it. That's a par. Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee, and you better hit a good shot.
Good-looking shot right here. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Bogey here yesterday. Chance to better that today.
Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
And he takes the wind right out of your sails.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. Making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track
To win the PGA Championship.
This can be a cruel game at times.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Has his par.
Rich, it came down to just a shot or two here or there, but we were treated to some amazing golf this week.
Just one player standing, and that was earned, well-deserved, beautifully played. EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Well, this golf course goes back a long ways to 1870.
The Open Championships played, the breeze comes out of the sort of northwest, which means those first few holes are played down breeze and then the closing stretch is played into the breeze. So really you sort of make your hay on the way out and then you hang on for dear life on the way in. And that doesn't really change because you have some rather short par fours to start.
That is just a beautiful